As long as we come on air every evening, the whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwokika Abiyama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, Nna nke bi n'eluigwe, ka aha gị dị nsọ, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day. Chukwu Abiyama believe we're whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth, Chukwokika Abiyama, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said, my name is Nnamdi Kanu.
It's Young Flights on the beats.
The sabotage body with Biafra come. Umokoko, mad people everywhere. Dara. What you don't know is bigger than you. 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 Hey, he defend me, oh gaga. He defend me, oh gaga. He defend me, oh gaga. This your G, he defend me, oh gaga. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. Ah, he defend me, oh gaga. Mama, he defend me, oh gaga. In this your G, he defend me, oh gaga. Sabotage, he defend me, oh for you. Obidati, them fools everywhere. Obidati, them fools everywhere. Obidati, them fools everywhere. When we talk about our freedom, we're not go the first. When we talk about our freedom, they go the first. When we talk about our freedom, they go the first. Yeah, he defend me, oh gaga. Mama, he defend me, oh gaga. In this your G, he defend me, oh gaga. Sabotage, he defend me, oh gaga. Yeah. Biafra voice 247. Love you, we love you, everything me blood brother man, you know. We go crazy. Chiamagata, I got Rasta man of God. Love you. Yeah. Biafra, you know. Ikuku. Bad guy, you know. But the water master. Love you. I can't see how I go home. I get challenged, where's the memory? All them enemies of Biafra, mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about our freedom, now go the best. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about our freedom, now go the best. Yeah. for you. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This OG, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Omo, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. I don't know what's wrong with the reasoning ability of a black man. My God. So I'm on that maximum respect. He dey pay me, oh, for you. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africans, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This OG, he dey pay me, oh, gaga.
Makana wapana kamadu Muna kudu kwenanya Lewa miriwe Ogesi makasuna no Oga think about your life Before the entire story Ndi butu inusi Agwa wati matiano di Eburisi yana kresu Jiri ege kuwa kwezi Makanu panu boko Opa tichiria, abona bosomu yangu, ona yeku chikona kana. Asi mabura kuno mare, ya buru miyaru, na mogara pala namu, sorondi bosomu. Opa no maketo, money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our right. Papa mo paramsi. Na Biafra balamo, iya buna nene kambu paraya no. Makano jife wata winyaka ye, akano be ilo deseya. Oye wife wapara nifeya, nka paruko. Biafra is my life. Biafra wabaramo, and we must go back to our land. And get the kwano to go today. Ogonyega bara mufero, ifa ukemere ya 4 years ago. Gana chopi meyoso, okoro dira kuri kahala. Mano yesu na bugoba na libu, wesi no choro wa Nigeria. Ya biko soro nga usala ugausa, kanyo wezoro waneba. Maka no buro lo ugausa, azegu governor is. Loga kita kwanja usofuma.
Welcome, 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 my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. You all are highly welcome to this very live presentation. It is your live broadcast this very evening, 24th of September 2024, as we have come to dissect all the informations and, of course, what transpired today in the Zoo Court of Competent Jurisdiction, where our indomitable leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was brought to face trial. So therefore, click the like and, of course, share button to welcome everyone that is not yet here before we move forward, as we enjoy once again with this very piece of music from a young Biafran musician.
Oga think about your life before the entire story. Ndi butu inusi, agwa wati matiano di. Eburisi yana kresu, jiri ege kuwa kwezi. Makanu panu boko, opa tichiria, abona bosomu yangu, ona yeku chikona kana. Asi mabura kuno mare, ya buru miyaru. Namogara Palam, surrounding boys on money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our right. Papa Mubaram see. Biafra balamu. Iyabuna nilenu. Kambu paraya no. Bakano jife mata winyakaye. Akalobe ilo leseya. Oye wife wiparaniseya. Nkabu paruko. Biafra is my life. Biafra, I must go back to our land. And get the one who goes to if I would get married 4 years ago, Gonna talk in mayor, Ogo Rodira Kumi Kahala. Mano, yes, no, Governor Ibu. Westing not to one Nigeria. Yabiko Solonga Sala Gausa, can you reserve my neighbor? But an Ogo Gausa, as a good governor he is. Not at the Tapandia was of woman.
You're welcome once again, my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. The voice you are hearing right now is no other one than that of your brother Ordinanwa, reaching you all the way from the studio of Biafra Unite channel/television. Of course, we are live and direct. Today's date is 24th, as I said before, 2024, of course, September, and the time right now is exactly 3 minutes past 7 p.m. here in the land of Chukwukikabiyama. Wherever you are joining me from, it is 3 minutes top of the hour. That is to show you that we are live and direct. It is no longer news that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, when I say indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, I do not mean, of course, the criminals, the DOS, the IPOB led by the DOS West African Limited. I am talking about the entire indigenous population of Biafra. So the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra was in court today. And you must have seen the videos and, of course, publications of what transpired during the court proceeding, as court did not actually hold because of the bravery of Nnamdi Kanu. Recall that a couple of days ago, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, BLGIE, His Excellency, Ekpa Simon Njoko, advised Nnamdi Kanu and, of course, the attorneys of Nnamdi Kanu, his legal representatives, never to allow Nnamdi Kanu to be tried in the Zoo Kangaroo Court. How many of you remember that? I personally recorded that very news just a couple of days ago. I am very, very certain that those of you who are here, at least 95 or 99% of you listening right now, heard that very news. So as we proceed, I want to welcome some of you who I have seen your comments in the comment section, as we usually do, because, of course, it is very, very important. Sometimes I acknowledge your presence. Benjamin McFancy, you are welcome. Somadin, I can see you. Amechi, you're welcome. Lilian Obueche, you're welcome. Aji Chukwu Biafra, you're welcome. Great you're welcome. Okay, Chukwu Stephen, you're welcome. Isaac Success, you're welcome. Ola Bola, I can see you. Frankie, you're welcome. David Johnson, David John Frank, you're welcome. Okay, Chukwu, you're welcome. Smart, I can see you. Chimobi, you're welcome. Oh my goodness me. Frederick, you're welcome. Onyekachi, Mwachuku, you're welcome. Enina, you're welcome. Gertrude, I can see you. Chikwado, Chizoba,
David John, I have called you already. Amechi, you're welcome. Chizoba Peter, you're welcome. Vivian Osas, you're welcome. Candy Chiazo, you're welcome. Oh my goodness me, the names are too many as the comment keeps coming thick and fast. Therefore, we have to move without further hesitation. Eunice, I can see you. Eunice Onyen Kim, you are welcome. Emeka Frank, you're welcome. Finest, you are welcome. I can see all of you. Humble Prince, oh my goodness me. That very name has been there from time immemorial. I can see you in the comment section. You are welcome, my wonderful brother. AFB Global, you are welcome. These are old names. They have been there from time immemorial supporting this very great movement. Eunice Samson, sorry, not Eunice Samson, Eunice Uchechi, you're welcome. Onyen Kim, you are among the gallant, believers, and of course, I can say soldiers of this very great movement. You all are highly welcome as we move with speed. Victor Mbemena, I also see you. Onyenkem, you are welcome. Let us move immediately without further hesitation. Now, first and foremost, as I was preparing for this very broadcast, I found out that something has already happened. And of course, we need to talk about it briefly before we move into the main segment that has brought us here this evening. Yes, of course, as you can see on your screen, recall that yesterday, of course, yesterday being, of course, the 23rd of this very month of September 2000 and of course 24, we were live here in the studio talking to Biafrans. I also of course, our main topic that same yesterday was what the zoo representatives did at the African Union Commission, how they threw away the petition signed by the, or should I say, the petition against the zoo by the Biafra Republic government in exile. That was the main matter that we treated yesterday. And today, as I was preparing for this broadcast, I realized that, of course, the Biafra Republic government in exile, through the office of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, has already instructed the attorney, the legal representatives of the government, to write another petition demanding the immediate removal of the zoo representatives at the AU Commission. So, most of the times the Prime Minister used to say that the fight for the restoration of Biafra is multidimensional. That we are fighting in all fronts, multidimensional. I actually had that very word from, not the English word, because I already know about multidimensional, but I actually had that very word concerning our fight for freedom for the very first time in his mouth. Yes, that's the first time I heard it. So, and when you look at the situation, the scenarios, the way things are going, you don't have to be told that, yes, we are fighting in all front. It is actually multidimensional. If the zoo want it legally, we shall give them legally. If they want it by war, we shall give it to them by war. And everything that I'm saying is already happening. Not that we shall. I'm not saying we shall. Maybe it's going to happen next year or next tomorrow or maybe in next 10 years. No, it's all happening now. So if they want it legally, we shall give it to them legally, which is happening, which is one of the things you are seeing on your screen. If they want it by war, we shall give it to them by war, which you already know that Biafra Liberation Army is doing the needful. If they want it by peace, we shall give it to them by peace, which the Biafra government has already told them that Finland will be a mediator between Biafra and, of course, the zoo called Nigeria, to mediate between, us, to, to negotiate between Biafra and Nigeria concerning, our separation, and of course our borders and the bilateral agreement between Biafra and Nigeria. So the whole thing, all the things are there. They have been there, they're on ground, well set, of course, by the Biafra government. So that's why when they see that the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu, especially those who sold him from inside, when they saw that the kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu is actually useless and they cannot stop the moving train, they become mad. They will go on social media and you visually see their madness. You see their madness, happening live and direct. You see that, yes, these people are mad. Because those who pay them money to sabotage our freedom are on their neck. The people that pay them money, huge amount of money, to sabotage our freedom are on their neck. I want to ask you to, of course, like and do the needful. Once you join me, endeavor to welcome others. Very, very important. The topic we are treating this very evening is very, very significant. Very, very, very absolutely important that all Biafrans should be aware of it. Now, let us read this from Daily Post, Nigeria, before we proceed to the main matter that has brought us here this evening. Biafra. ECPA group demands removal of Nigeria's representative at AU Commission. The lawyer of the Simon Ekpa-led Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BRGIE, Jonathan Levy, has demanded the removal of the Nigeria representative at the African Commission in Peoples and Human Rights Africa Union organ. Acting Secretary General Abiola Idowu-Ojo. Levy made the request in a protest letter to the commission seen by our correspondent on Tuesday. This comes as the pro-Biafra agitator on Monday accused Idowu-Ojo of refusing to attend to BRGIE's petition for Biafra self-rule, amid the alleged marginalization and human rights violation against Biafrans. Against Biafra, I love that. And remember, this last one is not from this one now is not from the petition, right? This one, you see, when they spite you, when they hate you, they will not know when, they will start loving you. All of a sudden, they will start loving you and they will start, addressing you properly. You see, this one is not from the petition. It's not from the petition, but look at what they said here. This comes as the pro-Biafra agitator on Monday accused Idowu-Ojo of refusing to attend to BRGIE's petition for Biafra self-rule amid the alleged, so it is not from the petition, amid the alleged marginalization and human rights violation against Biafrans. I love that. Not against the people from the southeastern part of Nigeria. Of course, when they're listening to me now, tomorrow, when they want to write, they will still use the same word as usual. So, alleged marginalization of the southeastern people. They will still continue, but at least for this one, we don't catch them. They don't talk. They finally talk through. They finally address us by who we are. That's nice. Kudos to them. Kudos to Daily Post. They try for this one. They try. In a follow-up, BRGIE, in a letter by its attorney, told the commission to In a follow-up, BRGIE, in a letter by its attorney, told the commission to recall the executive secretary, Idowu-Ojo, on grounds she's biased and unjust towards the plight of Biafra liberation. Before the commission could meet and consider the BRGIE communication, the executive secretary of the commission, a Nigerian citizen and lawyer educated in Nigeria, summarily dismissed the communication on the grounds it did not state a case or contain any facts. Like, seriously, it did not contain any facts. Zoo will always breed criminals. I'm not surprised. The procedural rules of the ACHPR that mandate the executive secretary explain her position and allow Biafra to amend the communication were ignored. Two further requests for instructions from Biafra to the ACHPR Secretariat went unanswered. BRGIE has requested the ACHPR Commissioner to recall the Executive Secretary on grounds that a Nigerian citizen and product of the biased Nigerian educational system, including its elite universities, cannot comprehend the plight of Biafra or its people, as they have been instructed by the earliest age that Biafra is never to be mentioned or acknowledged. You see, as they have been instructed that Biafra is never to be mentioned or acknowledged. By the earliest age, in short, that Biafra is never to be mentioned or acknowledged. And these are the reasons why they wiped our history from the history book. That's why no child is being taught what transpired between Biafra and Nigeria, prior to the 1967 to 1970, genocidal war. Till today, unless we educate ourselves and tell ourselves our history. If not, the zoo school can never teach our children our history. That is what we are seeing here right now. The BLGIE implores that the African Union does not follow the disastrous anti-Biafra position of its predecessor, the OAU, which misused its position to oppose Biafran independence. The genocide of 1967 to 1970 must never be repeated. The BLGIE has attempted to place the matter of human rights and the Biafra referendum and the Biafra referendum, which is Biafra self-referendum, of course, before the African Union. If the African Union refuses to take up the challenge, that organization must be relegated to the garbage pail of history as a reliance of neocolonialism. Biafra stands firm and steadfast and as sure as its rising sun emblem, Biafra will be the beacon for a new Africa free of neocolonialism, where every man, woman, and child can live their lives without fear, Levy stated. Now, I don't want to begin to analyze this because we have already done this yesterday. And it was our main topic yesterday, so I don't want to dwell on this, but I only want to show you the progress that the government of Biafra did not go back home. Of course, we know, like as I said yesterday, we know that we are not expecting the African Union to come and say, hey, you Nigeria, you must leave Biafrans, you must let them go. We are not expecting that, but at least they can even contribute if they want. If they want, they can contribute. After all, African Union, AU, is not ECOWAS. If it's ECOWAS, you can say, of course, Tinubu is the president. So Tinubu is the president of ECOWAS. So you are not expecting anything. But African Union is African Union. Even though there is still no any, self-made country in Africa, but at least they can still intervene in order not to allow the full-time escalation and full-blown war between Biafra and Nigeria. Because those who are fighting for the freedom of Biafra today are ready to go into any kind of, whatever it takes. They are ready to do whatever it takes, anything that it takes, to see themselves free from the slavery in Nigeria. So if African Union wants to do anything, if they are ready to do anything, I can assure you that at least they can contribute. Even though they do not do it, they don't finish it, they can contribute. Even though they are not the ones to fight the war for us, they can contribute. Even though they do not commit their soldiers to fight for Biafra, they can contribute. Even though they do not come and tell the zoo from today on, you must leave Biafra, they can still contribute. They can call the zoo to order. And if the zoo fails to listen, then they can as well sanction the zoo. Yes, African Union has the right to sanction Nigeria. Very, 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 very possible. Right? So it's left for them to decide what they want to do, whether they want to intervene or not. If they want to intervene, very good. If they do not want to intervene, no problem for them. Because once it begins, they must not say they were not aware. If you look at, I'm talking to them, I'm talking to African Union. If you look at Somalia today, if you look at what is happening in Somalia today, people are crying. People are shouting. If you go on social media, you see the way everywhere they are shouting and crying that Somalis are doing this and that. But the same African people who are crying about what the Somalis are doing in their respective countries are watching the Somalis, watching their country go into oblivion. They watch their countries go ablaze, go on flames. They watch and they do nothing. They say nothing. They say Ethiopians are doing this and that. They watch Ethiopia. They watch the war. They see the war. They see how Tigrays are, fighting to secede from Ethiopia. They watch. They are there moping, looking at them. They do nothing. They say Congolese are this and this. They are doing this and that. They watch Congo. They see what is happening in Congo. They are unable to intervene. And they say the African Union. So what is the unity about this, organization or this, what do you call it, continent? What is good about the unity of Africa? When the countries will watch other countries go ablaze, go ablaze without intervention, without asking question what is going on, and every time, every year, they say they are they converge in one place to have me to at this meeting. They say I don't know, maybe they are going there to drink champagne. They go there to drink wine and champagne and go back to their respective countries without doing anything, without achieving anything. And tomorrow they say they are African Union. Now they are watching Nigeria. Now they are watching Nigeria. They see Nigeria going into, a conflict with Biafra, yet they can't do anything. This is no longer internal affairs. This is not the matter of Boko Haram, where you can say, let the Nigerian military deal with it. This is not the matter of banditry. This is not the matter of terrorism, where you can say, let the Nigerian government and the Nigerian security offices deal with it. We are talking about a people, a nation who want to be free who say they are tired of marginalization, they are tired of intimidation, they are tired of, massacre of their innocent ones. Therefore, they want to be free, and you see they have armed themselves to fight for their freedom, and you keep mute. You don't want to say anything. You don't want to do anything. And tomorrow, if it escalates to a full-blown war, and then you begin to see massive refugee into your countries, you will be there. You will be shouting, "Oh!" And then you call them names. You call them illegal migrants. The earlier all these African countries understand what is at stake, the better for them. Because all of them, none of them will say, now, of course, they are watching Ambazonia. I did not mention that one. They are watching Ambazonia as well. They are watching Eritrea as well. I don't know what the African Union is all about. I need to be I need to be enlightened. I need to be taught of what this African Union is all about. Anyways, I think I've sent my message, because this very broadcast is not, strictly for this. So therefore, let us go straight into the main matter that has brought us here this evening. And of course, first of all, watch the Nnamdi Kanu's, video, and from that video, we can now start dissecting it.
Have refused to obey or abide by the determination of a Supreme Court judgment.
And then take the only part that is against him and then refuse to apply the part that is in favor of him.
This cherry picking of what was in the lower court. So I was actually surprised that a high court have refused to obey or abide by the determination of a Supreme Court judgment.
Did you get that? Nnamdi Kanu himself said that he is surprised. He is surprised that the High Court of the Zoo has disobeyed or has refused to abide with the ruling of the Supreme Court. What do you expect? What do you expect? The judgment of appeal court was rendered and delivered on black and white sheet of paper. It was very, very plain. No contradiction. Because the Court of Appeal said that because you have done this, no court has the right to try this man in Nigeria. That was the dagger. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That no court, when the Court of Appeal was saying no court, it did not mean sword, because the Court of Appeal was aware. The Court of Appeal was aware that there is Supreme Court, which is also, of course, higher than itself. The Court of Appeal was aware. But they said that no court has the right, legal right, to try Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria. But what did the Supreme Court do? They nullified the Court of Appeal judgment. They nullified it. Even though they nullified it, they still have they still acknowledged the illegalities and the crime committed by the federal government of the zoo against Nnamdi Kanu.
And then take the only part that is against him and then refuse to apply the part that is in favor of him.
This cherry picking of what was contained in the Supreme Court judgment is what I'm against.
Yes, that's correct.
It should be implemented holistically.
Yes.
I'm not against facing any trial.
Judgment.
After all, I'm innocent. They have not been.
Did you hear him? MNK said that he is not afraid of trial. Nnamdi Kanu has made it clear that he is not afraid of any trial. After all, he is innocent. That is what he said. After all, I am innocent. Because he is convinced. He is very, very convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that he has committed no offense known to law, which is the truth. Every laws in this world permit self-determination, including the zoo. Including the zoo. So he is not afraid of trial. He is not running away from trial, but he wants it to go accordingly. And if it goes accordingly, that means there is no trial, because it has been stated that you cannot try him in the Nigerian court, given the manner which he was brought back to the Zoological Republic, which is against the rule of law.
Against me, but there cannot be any trial when key sections of the Constitution and a key Supreme Court judgment has been violated by a court of law.
Did you hear that? He stands firm. He is standing firm in his conviction that there will be no trial. He is saying it inside the court of so-called court of competent jurisdiction of the Zoological Republic. He said that there will be no trial. He is telling, you remember in 2017, Nnamdi Kanu was telling Buhari, the then Buhari, of course, late Buhari, but Nnamdi Kanu was telling Malami in disguise, because he was mentioning Buhari. Although, no, that was 2015, before the death of Buhari. Yeah. So he was telling Buhari because Nnamdi Kanu was aware that Buhari was late. So that was in 2015. He was in their own court. He said, go and tell Buhari that he is mad. Go and tell Buhari that he is what? Mad. That he is not educated enough to jail him. I want you to pay attention. Today, Nnamdi Kanu again is still standing in their own court of so-called competent jurisdiction, telling Tinubu that you cannot try me in your own court. This is the man who knows his right down to the core. I said it during my pre-recorded broadcast that he knows his right more than the so-called lawmakers of the zoo, which is the truth. The truth.
Are you concerned so that this means for the case to go back and come back to the court?
This is my 4th year in solitary confinement in detention. The 5th year will not kill me.
Did you hear the question? One idiot, I believe that is an Afonja, one idiot was asking him, are you concerned about staying in the solitary confinement for another year? Nnamdi Kanu responded swiftly that this is my 4th year, which is, of course, when they brought him in 2021 was the 1st year, the 2nd year was in 2022, the 3rd year was in 2023, and the 4th year is 2024. This is my 4th year in solitary confinement. Therefore, the 5th year cannot kill me. Do you? Hey, say go. This thing is beginning to make sense now. I'm not off, man. This is beginning to make sense. Do you remember I have said it countless times that Nnamdi Kanu is not in a hurry? Please, how many of you have heard me say this? I want you to just let me know in the comment section within just a 10 seconds. 10 seconds. How many of you remember? This is not the first time I have said this. I've said it countless times that Nnamdi Kanu is not actually in a hurry. I told you that he is very, very ready to stay, even to stay there, to stay put. That he's not in a hurry, in as much as provided that he keeps hearing the news of what the Prime Minister Mazi Samonekpa is doing with the Biafra government and the Biafra Liberation Army. How many of you have heard me say it? Not once, not twice. I've said it many times. Now I have been vindicated. I never even thought of this. I have watched this video repeatedly, but I have never thought of it until now. That the best, I also told you that very time, that first time, he was allowed to comment. I told you that today, Nnamdi Kanu was going back to the DSS dungeon a happy man. When he had na agbakatakata kitikiti na Igbo, na Biafra was the hottest zone for the zoo terrorists. What did I tell you? I told you that today, Nnamdi Kanu is going back to the DSS custody a happy man. And today, I don't want to overemphasize on this. Today, he has confirmed it. Let's hear him again.
Key sections of the Constitution and a key Supreme Court judgment has been violated by a court of law.
Are you concerned so that this means for the case to go back and come back to the court?
This is my 4th year in solitary confinement in detention. The 5th year will not kill me.
Did you hear that? I love this man. I don't know. Maybe love is understatement. I don't know another word I should use. I love this man so much. This man is too powerful. And that's why they are afraid. That's why they are too ego. The man is too powerful. His mentality is top notch. You can't match it. You can't comprehend. He said that the 5th year cannot kill me. And let me tell you the truth. Do you want to hear the truth? Biafrans, do you want to hear the truth? Do you want to hear the truth? The truth. And as I'm telling you now, if it's not what I'm about to say, which you all know it, if it's not what I'm about to say, any other thing you hear is a lie. Even if it sounds like truth, it's just a coated truth. It's a coated truth, not pure truth. It's a coated one. And you know, when gold is coated, it's no longer original. Just give it time, it's going to wash. The truth is that for Nnamdi Kanu to say this, listen and listen very good. Nnamdi Kanu is aware when he was arrested, I said arrested in 2015, right? He knew that, of course, he was going to be released. He knew he was going to be released either by court or by, pressure. By spoken words, he can be released. Because he knew he was just, broadcasting, talking about Biafra, which is his right. So the matter was not as serious as it is now. Right? He knew he was not going to spend much time in detention. Right now, currently now, Nnamdi Kanu is also aware that the main reason why the zoo spent billions, trillions of worthless naira to kidnap him and brought him back to the zoo via extraordinary rendition, which is illegal. He knows very well that the matter this time is tougher than what it was. And he also knows that the reason why the zoo could go such extra mile is simply because of the formation of the Eastern Security Network. What I'm telling you now is pure. 1,000,000%. He knows that it is because of the formation of ESN. That's all. That's why they violated the law to lay their hands on him. Now, he also knows that insiders are 100% involved of what happened to him. Imano onye ụlọ tinye aka n'ife na-eme gị, onye ụlọ tinye aka na your problem. That means you are in a very serious problem. Onye ụlọ. If you are an Igbo person, you will understand. Onye ụlọ tinye aka na your problem. If an emegi now, obuna onye ụlọ, your insider, your own relative, is among the hands oppressing you. You are in a very big mess. Because obuna onye ama, if an outsider comes to oppress you, you and your, brethren can, join hands together and fight on your behalf alone, because you are the one that are being oppressed. So you and your brethren, you and your siblings, you and your colleagues, you and your your kinsmen will all gather and fight in unison. But when your own problem becomes an insider, then the outsider will just have it very, very easy to oppress you. So Nnamdi Kanu is aware that the problem right now is not just far bigger than 2015, but they have no connect. There is no connect. There's no connectivity, no connection. The only connection there is because it's all about Biafra, Biafra, Biafra only. But the level of the issues now is far higher. Not even they don't near each other. Therefore, he has no right to speak gallantly with high voice as he is doing currently in the zoo court. Remember, I said I want to tell you the truth. Remember that. So we are still on it. I like to, pieces it. That's why it takes me time to do. I like to pieces words so that even a layman will understand it. So still on telling you the truth. Now, for him, it is impossible for him to still raise his voice at the zoo court, knowing fully well that the zoo does not respect the law. Right? So the truth is that he is doing what he's doing today because on the scores. On enwe scores ife na-eme na Biafra. On enwe scores na Biafra enwego government. On enwe scores na everybody betray kwa ya. On enwe scores no when finally no when de kuya na azu. On enwe scores no when onye na-eme ka o si eme. On enwe scores that that man anwa on na-enyo ojufu anya na-enyo ye. Na-enyosi ike but ndị ori nọsi ya n'akụkụ ekwere ka ọ kpọbata ya ọfụma. Oge ọ chọzie kazi obi forget ya ndị ori so ya n'azụ ka o nwee ike ịkpọbata ya ọfụma ekidnap ọha ya. Eburu ya n'elu, ebuo ya elu bunata ya na zoo. The time he decided to cut the liver and throw it in the ocean and bring Simon Ekpa in. Bring him in full time. They kidnapped him. Nnamdi Kanu had always tried to bring Simon Ekpa in long ago when he realized that the guy is fire. When the moment he realized that the man is fire and he is very, very, he's not just straightforward, but he is consistent. He decided to bring him in full time to work very closely with him to make him even his own deputy. They kidnapped him. But remember, they did not kidnap him because he wanted to make Simon Ekpa his deputy. No, they kidnapped him because the zoo has brought huge amount of money because they wanted to get him. They wanted to get him for forming Eastern Security Network, which is an armed wing to fight for Biafra. Still on his right. Remember that. Still on his right. So now, for him to have the courage, the effrontery, the bravery, the heart, and the strength to speak like this with this thunderous voice, still telling you that nobody will try him. Nobody. He still insists that nobody will try him under the circumstances he finds himself in the zoo, is because he is hearing scores. As I'm talking to you today, let me tell you another thing. Let me bust your bubble again. As I'm talking to you today, many DOS West African Limited are disappointed. Many of them thought that, you remember, how many of you remember the broadcast we had a couple of days ago when I exposed something? I told you that they are pushing Nnamdi Kanu through the Southeast, politicians. They are pushing Nnamdi Kanu to denounce Mazi Samanepa so that DOS can climb. How many of you remember? Were you here? If you are here, let me know in the comment section. I told you the secret plan, not just plan, the secret move, which was already making, which they have already started long ago. I told you that they are fighting, they are using the Southeast politicians to persuade Nnamdi Kanu just to denounce Mazi. He would have been released today. Nnamdi Kanu would have been released today. Today, 24th of September. Nnamdi Kanu said, to hell with your promises and your idea. I told you, I'm not sure if it's up to 1 month. I'm not very certain if it's up to 1 month. So now they are highly disappointed because some of them are still hoping that somehow Nnamdi Kanu could today talk about Mazi Samanepa and they denounce him in the public. But it did not happen. It did not happen. And it can never happen. Because that is the audacity of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu challenging the zoo, not just challenging them, but telling them that you cannot try me in your own court under the circumstances that I have found myself. But I am not afraid of trial, but there must be, there must be there must be which was this word? There must be, you must be truthful on your own part as the federal government. You must be truthful. If you are not truthful, you cannot try me. And how are they truthful? How would they be truthful? Let us watch.
Sorry, what if the case is also reassigned back to her? Will you still be comfortable?
It's not going on. No, it won't happen. It won't happen. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way at all.
Thank you very much.
These are the things that the public must understand. Most of you journalists, the legal correspondents, you don't take time to actually study some of these rulings and judgments. Go and study. In fact, I'll give you. Bring that envelope. Bring the envelope.
Look at it here. Look at it here. Look at it.
I'll give it to her because I think she's a bit more.
Give her the sugar judgment.
Can you hold this for me?
She can.
I want to let the whole world understand something. Very, very clear. In all this is judgment of the Supreme Court. It made it very clear that even that the impartiality of the judge is questionable.
The impartiality of the judge is questionable. The Supreme Court acknowledged that the impartiality of the judge is questionable. You see that? So therefore, the Supreme Court is aware that Justin Binta Nyako is corrupt. Even though the Supreme Court itself is corrupt, but they unanimously acknowledged the corrupt tendencies of Justice Binta Nyako, which I also did exposition on her a couple of months ago, the moment he told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you must be tried. I said, okay, Now she's getting heat. Now she's getting the pressure is getting on her, because Malami and his criminal gang of Fulani terrorist financiers are pressurizing her to put Nnamdi Kanu in prison. And they are using the corruption case of her husband and her first son to do that, to pressurize her, to blackmail her. Now, the pressure is too much on Justice Binta Nyako. Even the Supreme Court acknowledged it.
And it's here. Where is it? Please do bear with me. It says it here.
I like
what is
it.
The page? What is that again?
13.
Where it says
page 18.
all these things are online. Is it on page 18? All these things are online. So I suggest that the journalists in this country actually take out time to do some basic research. It's not difficult, just minor research. You will understand the vacuousness, the emptiness of all the charges against me. Okay. They kept switching the charges. They said I committed this crime in England.
Now pay attention. Remember I told you that for you to try me, based on what Nnamdi Kanu said, for you to try me, you must come with clean hands, right? You must come with clean hands. Now listen very carefully.
Isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
They said I committed this crime in England. Isn't it? Yes. I made a broadcast in England.
Yes.
And in 9 charges leveled against me, this place where I committed this crime was London, in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me. Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yeah, based on that, they removed London.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 196?
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. Violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? The kind to stand trial where all these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
Did you hear that now? Hey, about me. That's why I wanted to stop it, but I said no, I have to allow it to play. This place broke my, in fact, Isibam Kam. Nnamdi Kanu said, remember he said before, I am not afraid of trial. If you want to try me, I am open for trial. But I cannot be tried under the circumstances which I have been subjected to. So you have to come to me with open arms and clean hands. And how would they have come to him with open arms and clean hands? They remember there's one word that the Fulani lawyer, Caro White, was saying before. Some of the words he said, he said them unknowingly, not knowing that those words will be used against him and not knowing that we will grab those words. The first one he said was that there is CCTV footage of how Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. Till today, that CCTV footage was not revealed. None of us have that CCTV footage. Caro White himself could not be able to release those CCTV footage. That is one of the truths he said, which is against him today. Now, the next truth, he said that the place where they go to meet Nnamdi Kanu is bogged. He is one that came with that word, bogged. It is bogged. And how was it bogged? Because the DSS has planted cameras everywhere, hidden cameras with voice to record and to watch every single thing that Nnamdi Kanu discusses with his lawyers. Karuwai said that the place is bugged. These are one of the truths he said that is being used against him. You understand me now? So, how is it being used against him? It's being used against him because he will no longer come out tomorrow and say that Aloy Ejimako, because they are not in good terms, or because he has been sacked by Nnamdi Kanu. He can no longer come tomorrow and say that Aloy Ejimako is lying, that he cannot defend Nnamdi Kanu. He is using, the DSS monitoring their conversation as an excuse. He can no longer say it because he has been fighting by Aloy Ejimako all this while. So he can't say it because we remember that he told us that the room where they meet Nnamdi Kanu is bugged. We have that truth from him. You understand me now? So this is a clear evidence where Nnamdi Kanu himself has said that he discussed with his lawyers and told them how he is going to defend himself, because no court in the zoo has the jurisdiction to try him, provided that, or given the location where the said crime was committed, which they said he made broadcast in UK, in London, United Kingdom, and they commanded his boys to go and attack the federal government facilities in southeastern Nigeria. That was one of the charges, right? One of the charges. So now, after the discussion, where Nnamdi Kanu revealed to his lawyers how he's going to defend himself in the court of the zoo, they went to remove the location where the said broadcast was made. You understand? Because of what? They monitor their conversation with hidden cameras and, of course, with voices. And the barrister Ejimako has hinted on this, has complained about this several times. It's not one, it's not two. He has been complaining about this almost eternity. Right? So Nnamdi Kanu is telling them that, look, you cannot try me, it is not possible. Now, what else did he say? Pay attention.
196?
174 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2022.
In violation of their own laws. Violation of their own laws. And you want me to stand trial under such circumstances? Is that possible? Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial where these shenanigans are going on? It's not possible.
And he also lectured the journalists who were there to go and make their own research. It is very, very important as journalists that you make your own research, because these people are learning nothing. They just come and write whatever they want, garbage.
Because the charges leveled against me. This place where I committed this crime was London, in the United Kingdom. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself.
They remove it.
I told them that no court in Nigeria has jurisdiction to try me.
They removed that London.
Because since this offense was committed in England, so they said, it's only a UK court that can give a Nigerian court the authority to proceed, isn't it?
Yeah. Based on that, they removed London.
Based on that, they now amended the charge again and removed London.
Location of the broadcast.
Location of the broadcast. Contrary to section 1.
Now, you see, this is the argument of Nnamdi Kanu, that I cannot be tried when I do not have, the conducive environment to have proper legal discussions with my legal representatives about my trial and my defense. So, can the zoo come out and argue this? Can they argue this? Now, given the title of this very broadcast, which I said, MNK court appearance and his bravery, Nigeria government embarrassed again, as Biafra wins, of course, wins again. So let us now see how it happened, today, how Justice Binta Nyako and federal government of the zoo were embarrassed. Now, let me read this from Vanguard. Judge hands off Nnamdi Kanu's trial, remit case file back to CJ. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on Tuesday asked Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja to recuse herself from his trial, which he has the right to do. Kanu spoke from the dock at the resumed proceeding in the 7-count terrorism charge the federal government preferred against him. While his lawyer, Mr. Aloye Jimako, was trying to... Sorry? While his lawyer, Mr. Aloye Jimako, was trying to persuade the court to suspend the trial on the basis that his client was denied the opportunity to prepare his defense, Kanu sprang up from his seat and ordered him to sit down. Sit down. I say you should sit down. Kanu bellowed from the dock. Continuing, he said, "My lord, she was very lucky." I said it during my pre-recorded broadcast that she was very lucky. He said, "My lord, I have no confidence in this court anymore, and I ask you to recuse yourself because you did not abide by the decision of the Supreme Court." Is there any other embarrassment more than this? Is there any other embarrassment more than this? Big shame. Big shame, big shame. I told Justice Binta Nyako to withdraw from this case long ago. Justice Binta Nyako refused, and today she has been put to shame. And I remember one journalist asked him, what if they assigned the matter back to Justice Binta Nyako? He said, never, it can never happen. There is no possibility of the case being reassigned to Justice Binta Nyako. It is not possible, because Justice Binta Nyako has already recused, and of course, she has finally, after the embarrassment, she is now saved. She is trying to save her own self from the greater embarrassment. Had it been, she danced to the tones. Had it been, she danced to the tone of the federal government of the zoo, the embarrassment would have been on a highest level. I'm telling you, the embarrassment wouldn't have been here. Would have been on a higher level. Now he continued, I can understand it if the DSS refuses to obey a court order. But for this court, of course, the Federal High Court, to refuse to obey an order of the Supreme Court is regrettable. For the Federal High Court to refuse to obey the order of the Supreme Court is regrettable. I am asking you to recuse yourself from this case, Kanu stated. At this junction, the prosecution counsel, Mr. Adeboroga Awomolo San, useless San, urged the court to ignore Kanu's position, insisting that the Supreme Court directed that he should be tried on the pending 7-count charges. That is not a problem, but it is not going to be tried by Justice Binta Nyako. And under the circumstances that the DSS has subjected him to, he will still not allow any trial to hold. The more you keep Nnamdi Kanu in your custody, the more damages you cause yourself locally and internationally. Because locally, you are triggering us to do the worst. You are triggering us to do the worst. I'm telling you. And internationally, you are rubbishing yourself internationally. The justices ordered this court to proceed with the hearing of the charge against the defendant. My lord, you should not recuse yourself. Adeboroga Owomolo, or whatever they call him, who claimed to be a son, is telling the judge that she must not recuse herself. This platform always have some useless advertisement that I don't like. Even YouTube does not have this type of advertisement, talk less of website. That's why sometimes I don't. You see, another one has popped up. I hate it. I hate it so much. Always have so much advertisement. A website for that matter, not even YouTube. Shame. Now, Adegboroga Awomolo, or whatever he called himself, is not even aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu reserves the right to ask the trial judge to hands down, to step down from his case. And do you know the reason why Adegboroga Adiboroja, let me call him the normal way it should be, Adiboroja? Do you know the Biafrans? Do you know the meaning of Adiboroja? How many of you here know the meaning of Adiboroja? Kamalundi Toluna village. How many of you know the meaning of Adiboroja? We want to know those that grew up in the village. Ndị amụrụ n'ụlọ, ndị amụrụ n'ụlọ, no be say my mama tell me say I be Igbo. If you know be my mama tell me say I be Igbo, do you know the meaning of Adiboroja? Adiboroja. Counterfeit, fake. That is who he is. Fakey. Counterfeit. Adeboroja is insisting that Binta Nyako should proceed with the trial, knowing fully well that Binta Nyako has been positioned. Oh my goodness me. I will stop reading my news from Vanguard and Punch newspaper. I will stop it with immediate effect. This site sucks. This very site sucks. Their advertisement is, of course, I know with advertisement you make money, but this one, no. You have to position how advertisement plays on your site, not every here and there. One minute. Even this one is not even up to 1 minute. I will just stop reading from Punch and Vanguard. Their site sucks. Now, Adeboroja, knowing fully well that the federal government of the zoo, through the former Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, has already positioned Binta Nyako to do their bidding against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, knowing fully well that he is going to take another well-known corrupt judge to accept their offer again to come and continue with this trial, which is going to take time. Now, as in, it's going to take time for federal government to get another person that they can blackmail as they blackmail Binta Nyako, knowing fully well that Binta Nyako has been positioned to do the bidding of the federal government, even against her own will and against the law. Because I know it was against her will. Binta Nyako does not have that kind of record of being that, highly corrupt. I don't remember reading any news or publication of Binta Nyako being that corrupt. I will just quickly finish reading this news here so that I will excuse myself from this website. Now, at this juncture, the prosecution counsel Mr. Adeboroja Awomolo urged the court to ignore Kanu's position, insists that the Supreme Court directed that he should be tried on this pending 7-count charges. The justices ordered this court to proceed with the hearing of the charge against the defendant. My lord, you should not recuse yourself on the basis of this mere observation, which does not have anything to do with the Supreme Court. It is an incompetent observation. We urge this court to proceed with the hearing. Federal government lawyer Adeboroja submitted. So why wouldn't Adeboroja submitted when he knows that that Binta Nyako has been positioned to do the will of the federal government, especially the will of Malami? Now, not done, Kanu rose again from the dock, waving a copy of what he described as the subsisting judgment of the Supreme Court. He read a portion where the apex court held that actions of the trial court in the matter rendered the impartiality of the judge suspect. But my lord, you know that I love you. It is just that this court is allowing the defense to sorry, let's take that again. But my lord, you know I love you. This is now Nnamdi Kanu saying, it is just that this court is allowing the defense to railroad me into a trial that is at variance with every position of the Constitution, Kanu added. After she had expressed her dissatisfaction with the development, Justice Nyako said she was not willing to continue with the case. You see, like I just said a couple of minutes ago, if not seconds ago, that I have not read any news or publication where Justice Binta Nyako was directly, what do you call it? Indicted. Where Justice Binta Nyako was directly indicted. I haven't seen any news like that of any corruption. I've not seen anything like that. So, but the problem there is that her husband, which was the former governor, was it Adama or was that state? Justice Binta Nyako. I will look for it. A former governor. And also made his own son a minister. To show you how corrupt the man is. Made his own son, his first son, a minister. And they both embezzled money, funds, huge amount of money meant for the public. And the federal government of the zoo has evidence against him, including his former staff who confessed against the former governor how he embezzled the money with evidence. Right? So, knowing all this, it is impossible for them to allow him to go like that. But today, that man is free. He's not in jail, though he was arrested and, of course, detained. But his case is still there since 2015. Since 2015, the case is still there, and nobody's talking about it. Why the man is free going about his normal businesses, but the case is still in the court. So they use that very matter to, hypnotize and pressurize, and above all, what do you call it? Blackmail Justice Binta Nyako. Right. So this is the problem. This is the problem. And Justice Binta Nyako is aware of all this. She's fully aware of what is going on. And she knows that anything that makes her dance to the tone of the federal government, that means she has gone against her wish. She has gone against her own spirit. She has gone against the law of the land. If we get now, and she doesn't want it. So it was just a breakthrough for her. It was a breakthrough. This is the biggest breakthrough for Justice Binta Nyako, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to ask her to recuse herself and, of course, hands off the case. Even though it was an embarrassment for a suspect, so-called suspect, because that is what they call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is never a suspect. So for a so-called suspect to ask the trial judge to recuse herself from a case is a great embarrassment, but it is a welcome development by Binta Nyako because she knows what is at stake. You say, she said that she was not willing to continue with the case. She is tired. She is completely tired. And setting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free is another problem upon their own family problem. You understand me? Even though the law says that he must be set free, it's another problem because of the blackmail. Now, she said, I hereby recuse myself and remit the case file back to the chief judge she held. The court had earlier okayed federal government's request to share the identities of witnesses billed to testify in the matter. There is nothing like that. It is not allowed. It will be recalled that Kanu was first arrested in Lagos in October 14, 2015, upon his return to the country from the United Kingdom, UK. Justice Binta Nyako had on April again. This advertisement is is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's really disheartening. Now let's continue. Justice Binta Nyako on April 25th, 2017, granted him bail on health grounds after he had spent about 18 months in detention. Upon the perfection of the bail conditions, he was on April 28, 2017, released from the Kuje prison. However, midway into the trial, the IPOB leader escaped from the country after soldiers invaded his country home at Afaruku Ibeku in Umuahia, Abia State, an operation that led to the death of some of his followers. Oh, if you continue to report like this, will I be against you? Will I be fighting you? Will I call you the Zugota media? I don't know. Is it a Biafra man that wrote this? I don't know. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Stating the obvious. This is unheard. It has never happened before in the Zoo media. Now, Kanu was later rearrested, not rearrested, although I know the reason they can't use the right word. Kanu was later kidnapped and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria from Kenya on June 19, 2021. And okay, fine. Kanu was later kidnapped in Kenya on June 19, 2021, and extraordinarily renditioned back to the country by security agents on June 27, 2021. Following the development, the trial court on June 29, 2021, remanded him in custody of DSS, where he remained till date. On April 8, 2022, the court struck out 8 out of the 15-count charges that federal government preferred against him on the premise that they lack substance. Likewise, the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal on October 13, 2022, ordered Kanu's immediate release from detention, even as it quashed the charge against him. Dissatisfied with the decision, federal government took the matter before the Supreme Court, even as it persuaded the appellate court to suspend the execution of the judgment pending the determination of his appeal. Now, that is where we stand. We are standing on that very, verdict on that verdict of the appeal court. We are not just standing on the verdict of appeal court because he said Nnamdi Kanu should be released. No. We are standing on the verdict of appeal court because it says, it stated the obvious. It was very clear that no court in this country has the jurisdiction to try Nnamdi Kanu, given the situation in which he was brought back to the zoo. That is where we stand. That is the cocoa, because that is the law. That is now the law. And remember, the moment Barrister Lawyer Nyako mentioned that word, extraordinary rendition, that word is what put Nigeria federal government, Fulani Nigeria federal government into the problem that it is today. It has today. That word of extraordinary rendition, they have never, regain themselves from that very word. If you can never try Nnamdi Kanu, it's not possible. Let me say it today. It will be bet, yeah. If you like, you can bet it. Nnamdi Kanu will never be tried, even though they assigned the case to another, judge. Nnamdi Kanu will never be tried. They will continue to do this and that, jumping up and down, adjourning it until Biafra comes. I'm telling you today, Biafra will come as quick as possible, as quick as you never even imagine. They will continue to adjourn it because nobody knows how to go about this. They don't know how to go about it. The law does not permit anybody to, not just to jail Nnamdi Kanu, but even to try him. No law permits them to try him, both international and local laws. So what they will do is to continue to do, John Joloko, come today, come tomorrow, come today, come tomorrow. Ndinesi na azuna agakwa na persuade to drop Biafra na agakwa. Till they will never get tired until Biafra comes. And the moment Biafra is redeclared on 2nd of December, we will go into another dimension. We will go into another dimension of the Woto you are hearing today. While deciding the appeal, the Supreme Court on December 15, 2023, vacated the judgment of the appellate court and gave federal government the nod to try the IPOB leader on the subsiding 7-count charge. So, first of all, there is nothing like stay of execution in the Nigerian, either Nigerian constitution or judiciary. There is nothing like that. Now, again, even though you could try such luck, you must first of all obey the court of appeal, which has already set him free. After obeying him and releasing him, you can then rearrest him and then begin a new trial. That is how it works. You don't just keep him there, disobeyed your own appeal, your second highest court in the land. You disobeyed it, and then you say you want to continue the trial. It does not happen like that. It can never happen. Not in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. They don't know who they are dealing with. They don't know who they are dealing with. Now we will go into the, we are going to look into the Supreme Court, ruling, the Supreme Court judgment of Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to look into it. But meanwhile, let me first of all share the link to our people so that those of you who would want to make comment to this will be able to come in and make your submissions. Very, very important, because this matter is for all of us. This is the matter of everybody. This matter is for all Biafrans. So the link is right now in the comment section. If you are watching from YouTube, you're watching from Facebook, the link is in the comment section. You can immediately click the link and join me here as we dissect the Supreme Court, ruling on Nnamdi Kanu, how it all started. All these shenanigans you see today, we are going to the matter, the main cause, how it all started. So the link is there. I want you now to click the link as quick as possible because I don't want us to spend too many times on this very broadcast. That's why I came earlier than than before. So please click the link if you want to make your comment and join me live and direct in the studio, so that you can have the opportunity to to make your contribution. The link is there in the comment section, and I'm going to pin it right now on top of the comment section. I have pinned the link on top of the comment section. So if you are watching, the link has been pinned. You can click the link on your, in your comment section, and then join me live and direct in the studio. Very, very important. All right. Having said that, let us now look into the matter of how it all began, what really transpired, how the so-called Supreme Court, turned down the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and at the same time told him to go back to the Federal High Court. Please, if I bring you, make sure that your submission is very, very, quick and short, so that we can be able to do this as fast and end the broadcast as as quick as possible. Habat Tamuno, please grab the microphone and speak to us. Habat Tamuno, are you there? Habat Tamuno.
Yes. Yeah, Madi, yeah.
Okay.
Good evening.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Yes. I was following all day today, and I can see that in Nigeria, the zoo doesn't have anything to say in our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. So let us keep watching what they are going to bring next time. Oh, I'm following the program. My Lord, carry on.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Tamuno, your name is Tamuno. Which side of Biafra you come from?
Yeah, I come from Okreka, in Rivers State, Biafra land.
That's very, very fantastic. That is very, very fantastic. I hope people from Okreka are watching and listening. We have our brother from Okreka here in the studio. Thank you, Tamuno. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you, sir.
All right. Biafra is our land. Grab the microphone, please, and talk to us.
Good evening, Mazi.
You're welcome. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Biafra Unite. And I want to thank you for your good work. It's not easy to updating us in the media, because media is very important in this struggle. So I want to appreciate you and appreciate all the Biafra governments in exile media. All of you are doing wonderful well, and our PM. About the news and our leaders court today, it is a great honor, because I am so happy to see our leader in a great spirit, to show that he's not giving up. He stands on his word, like he told us before he was kidnapped. He said that it is people of Biafra that will disappoint him. He will not disappoint Biafra. Which many of those who are following our leader, the so-called DOS and their unreasonable, I call them unreasonable IPOB member, because I'm an IPOB member also, but I am reasonable. Those of them who cannot reason with their brain, all of them have disappointed him. But our leader, if you see him today, his spirit is very high, because he knows there is somebody who is fighting, who is defending what he stands for. That is the reason he did not give up. So my prayer is that Chukwokika Abiyama will continue to give him strength and also protect our prime minister, because Nigeria is a very evil country and they are British. So that God Almighty Chukwu Abiyama will protect him until December 2nd. He will declare Biafra. So Biafra will be restored in the land of the living. Thank you so much. Okike, bless you and strengthen you and protect you in the name of Almighty Chukwokika Abiyama.
Thank you, Master. Biafra is our land. God bless you for that wonderful contribution. Everybody, 2 minutes, please, so that we can be able to leave as quick as possible. You Bright, grab the microphone and talk to us. Okay, you Bright has disappeared. Chinonso Ndubisi, please grab the microphone.
Maazị Ọdịnanwa Ikuku One, special greeting to you. Ihi na ịbụ onye eze. No matter what happens, you are there and you're always on point. Number one thing is that for a man to be on the point at the right time, that is who Biafra government in exile and those who are campaigning for Biafra right now. Do you know what shocked me today about Nnamdi Kanu? When they asked him, can you wait for another 1 year for ADF or for whoever to come back? He said, this is my 4th year. I can be here. When you see a man who what he was born is about to fulfill, who know the need of things that is more important to his life, that is Biafra is more important than any other thing. And because of this, he was born. He said, I can be here and wait. He said, I am innocent. See, Nyako, the best thing he has done for his life is to remove his hand in this case. He has done himself the best, because with this case will keep Nyako. This is the end of Nyako. Nnamdi Kanu has. When he said that he's going to end the zoo, is he going to end only the zoo? He's going to start in their courts and end them. The world has seen how corrupt Nigeria judges they are and how corrupt the courts and the judicial how they is. So the world has exposed them and put them to the end. They know that no justice is in Nigeria, particularly that so-called tribe called Igbo. What they think that by now that Nnamdi Kanu could have stopped the agitation, they don't know that this is our Mandela who passed Mandela. This is Mama Gaddafi, somebody who passed Mama Gaddafi, because if you know what they have promised Nnamdi Kanu and he resisted all this and stand, that is to prove that this, because of this, he was born to liberate us from the darkness of the zoo and the anonymity and the nomadic people who are ruling that cannot supposed to rule us. So whether they like it or not, we are doing what we are doing because despite the insecurity, which he said he knows, and he knows those who brought insecurity, but he is doing what he is doing for him to liberate his people. So, Maazị Ọdịnanwa, when you look at around Maazị Nnamdi Kanu today, you will see that man who his voice is the most thunderous voice in this world. You will see that man who is Solomon on his brain. You will see that man who is David who destroyed Goliath. That is things I see whenever I look at Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. And nobody, no man born on a woman in this planet can stop him. He knows that Simon, you and Biafra, entire Biafra government in exile are doing the right thing, are fighting for Biafra. Sorry that I might be taking some of the time. Honestly, I wish I have all the time to say things that is in my mind, because the DOS, they have disappointed. What Kanu said, I will never disappoint Biafra, but DOS are the one that has disappointed him. Let them, these people, they don't have tongue, because if they have, they could have used their their tongue and count their teeth.
Thank you,
Because of
Mazi.
so we must continue to pray for him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We must continue to pray for Mazi Odinawa and Obata Obi, a man who rose up in the middle of sea to save us. So Mechukwu Okabiama protect all of you in Eke, protect all of you in Orie, for and the Nkwo ga na-ejere unu ozi na-alụrụ unu ọgụ ọ na-ebu unu ụzọ. Onye ọbụla na-alụ unu anya ọjọọ anya ga-ekpu isi, aka onye ọbụla na-atụ n'aka ahụ ga-agbaji, ụkwụ ahụ na-eche ga-ada mkpọrọ, ọnụ ahụ ga-ada ogbi. Ọ ga-adịrị anyị mma na Eke, dịrị anyị mma na Orie, dịrị anyị mma na Afọ, dịrị anyị na mma na Nkwọ. Ise. We move. Hebron.
Ebon, thank you, Mazi. God bless you for that wonderful contribution. Please, everybody, I beg you 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes. I don't want to cut anybody. All right. Retired Reverend, please grab the microphone. Retired Reverend, are you there? Retired Reverend is not paying attention. Okay. LSF, are you there? LSF, can you grab the microphone, please?
Yes, I'm here. Am I being heard?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. First of all, I would like to appreciate you, the Biafra Unite, for the opportunity to speak on this platform. Actually, this is my first, and I'm happy to be here.
You're welcome.
Again, I want to also express my joy, my appreciation for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for his selflessness, his sacrifice, everything he is doing to free his people. We are his people, the Biafran. He has everything it takes to live a very good life if he wants, personally. But he sacrificed all that for the freedom of the people. And that is why sometimes it got me a kind of mad and angry when I hear some people, make some negative comments about him, and they coming from some Biafrans to make it worse. The thing makes me somehow, I don't know how some people reason. Somebody who has sacrificed everything just for your sake, not for his own selfish interest, and yet you have the guts to insinuate some things against him. So those kind of people, anytime they are around me, I used to abuse them. So, and I pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always in my heart. Every time I'm praying, I also pray for him, for God to give him good life, long life, good health, and then release him earlier. These are my points. I always pray for him, and I believe that the Almighty God, which he believed himself, will do it. And then also, I want to extend the appreciation to the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, for his effort to keep the freedom movement going, and then doing everything he can to ensure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released and the freedom of our people will be guaranteed. And in all these things, I do my best to see that we support both me and my family. I used to tell my wife, anytime you are going to shop, once ever you hear any instruction, don't sit at home, don't go out today, just do it. Whenever you hear, don't go to vote, don't go. Whenever you hear, go and vote for referendum, just do that. Those are the ways you can support the movement. Because she understand the problems we are facing in this country, especially the Igbos. So, and we are doing it, and myself also the same. And even though it has not been long, I started listening to this broadcast, your own particular platform. And so, but for the few time I've been here, I also had when you talk about the website where somebody can browse in and then see how he can contribute financially, not only through prayers and good wish. And that I want to actually start doing. So in all, I thank everybody, and then I pray for everybody too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi. God bless you for that. That is Amos, right? Amos.
Yes.
Not Amos, LSF Paragon.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Amos, please grab the microphone.
Yeah, Amos is my name. Good evening, everybody.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
I am very happy from what I saw today in the court with Nnamdi Kanu. I was very excited. The bravery, the strength, and the boldness he showed as a man, a leader. I've been praying for him. I'll keep praying for him. He said one thing I pick up today, that he has served there for 4 years, that the next 1 year will not kill him. And God Almighty, Chukwu Kabiama, heard him and will preserve him, keep him alive till we pass over. I know that God Almighty, who has been the help of this struggle, will bring us to the land of Biafra in peace and harmony. And at the same time, I really appreciate Mazi Simon Ekpa on all his efforts in the liberation of Biafran people. I pray that Chukwu Kabiama will also strengthen him, give him wisdom for this liberation and the freedom of our people. Mazi, and make a n'ihi mbọ niile unu gbara imeke sure na anyị nwa nnọọ n'ugwu ọcha ala Biafra inwere onwe anyị n'ihi ahụ niile anyị tara, ihe niile anyị gabiga n'aka ndị obodo a si ha wụ ndị Naijiria mbụ dịju. Ekelere m unu n'ujishi ike, jisie n'ike, onye nwe anyị gba unu ume n'aha Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you, sir. That is all I have to say.
Thank you. God bless you, Mazi. That is wonderful. Bless you too. All right, Ngozi Obi, please grab the microphone.
Ikukunna.
Gini. Wachineke.
He said, today, anyị nwe obi aṅụrị ebe nna anyị ukwu o si wee gba mgbọrọgwụ o si ha mba ya ka na-asị Nigeria ga-emere anyị n'anya si mba Nigeria ma mere anyị n'anya si mba Nigeria ma mere Nnamdi Kanu n'anya si mba anyị nwere ọdịmọgwụ Juda anyị nwere onye na-ebu agha emere anyị nwere arụsị ejeje mba asị m onye nwe anyị Chukwu Okike Abiama ga-echekwa nna anyị ukwu, nna ka nna karị nna niile ụmụ Biafra ji eje mba, onye si n'ụmụana ego bribe o kwesịrị ike na-ekwesị wepụta na-aba na-ekwu obi siri anyị ike. Anyị na-asị Chukwu Okike Abiama ya chekwa anya, ya chekwa ya na-eke, chekwa ya n'oyi, chekwa ya n'afọ. Onwe ihe ga-eme ya ni otu o si wee gbuo mgbọrọgwụ gbasi ike wee si na ihere ama inwe ụmụ Biafra na maka ọ na-anụrụ ọgụ. Ana m asịkwa onye nwe anyị gọzie awa ebu prime minista onye anyị ji eje mba. Ọ bụ na ọ bụrụ onye nwa onwe our father amadị ndụ taa. Asịkwa m onye nwe anyị chekwa gị otu isi bụ ikuku ebe ọbụla ị na-aga, ikuku ka ị ga na-abụ because na ha na-eji ikuku n'aka. Anyị ga-afụ gị n'iru n'iru mgbe anyị enweta Biafra. Anyị ebunye unu chi enu because unu na-anụrụ ụmụ Biafra ọgụ. A sị na ego na-arụ ọrụ beti na ego na-eji mmadụ arụ ọrụ ya ana ụmụ Biafra na-anwa akike ha. A sị m ụmụ Biafra biko nụ ọkwụnụ ka nna anyị ukwu si gbanye mgbọrọgwụ taa na-asị na ọ na-anụrụ anyị ụmụ nwanne ya ọgụ, ọsị na ọ na-anụrụ Nnamdi Kanu ọsọ na ọ na-anụrụ ụmụ nwanne ya the same mother the same father, na ọ na-anụrụ ụmụ nwanne ya bụ Biafra ọgụ. Biko ka anyị dọbụla ego anyị na-enye, ka anyị dọbụla anya ka anyị fụ na anyị nweta Biafra. Ndị Naijiria ka m gwa unu, onweghị unu ga-eme Nnamdi Kanu, onweghị unu ga-eme Simon Ekpan, onweghị unu ga-eme ndị be anyị. Anyị bụ ikuku, onweghị na-eji ikuku n'aka. Nna m o, ikuku nna, ọ ya adịrị gị mma, ọ ya adịrị gị mma n'eke, dịrị gị mma n'ohie, dịrị gị mma n'afọ, dịrị gị mma ebe niile na-aga. Nna jisi ike agwụna gị, ọ fọrọ nwa obere ka anyị ga-afụ ihu gị n'aha Chukwu Okike abịa ma.
Thank you. Ya dịrị gị na mma nwanne m ọma. Thank you. All right. George Okekefi. George Okekefi, please grab the microphone.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Ikuku na ndewo. Hey. Aka gbajigo aka tata. Ọsata. Binta Nyako ewegokwe Ben Johnson. Ikuku na udo dịrị PM. Udo dịrị unu niile. Adadiora mma, Minister for Finance, Minister for Communication. Unu atara igwu na-agba mbọ. Ọ maka ihe anyị na-eme kịta anọ ka Nnamdi Kanu ka ji wee dị ndụ. Onye ọbụla m ya. So na-ekele onye ọbụla. Abanyego spiritual stage of this state. Onye ọbụla tiri aka na ọ ga-stop ihe Biafra. Anyị Biafra achụbi ya ọsọ. Anyị Biafra na-achụbi Binta Nyako ọsọ. Ojiọkwa anya ọma na-agba. Ịmara ejiri anya ọma eji ụka lilo ya. Binta Nyako ejebego ụka lilo ya, ojiri anya ọma na-eji. Ọ ya mere o ji wee gba ọsọ ka ndị ya wee dịrị ya. Ikuku na continue ka ndị ọzọ kwukwe enu. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless our PM.
Thank you. Ya dịrị gị na mma. Gịnị? Apostle, please grab the microphone.
God bless you. Biafra unite. My Chineke ga-agọzi gị if you name it very good. I'm from Delta State, and I'm a Messi Ekpelike, how Delta young men and women will join this. I sit at home and everything so that all are effective on our side. And apart from that, actually encourage you anytime when we platform now invite our Prime Minister Samuel Ekpa, let him share the link so that anybody that gonna insult our Prime Minister will not take it lightly with the person. We'll join him and follow him to any platform is going to answer question. So that we'll pinpoint everybody that be insult her, because we don't want any insult in our Prime Minister anymore from anybody. We don't want it. And whoever the person is, we have to attack the person personally or physically, whatever. So our Prime Minister needs to be protected from any platform in Nigeria. There's one woman I listened to the other day, what Akwada. I don't know which Ada he come from. Maybe Adandi Yoruba or Adandi Fulani. It's not Ada Igbo from East. And he was trying to insult Prime Minister. So assuming I have the link, I wanted to join the link so that I caution that Ada and tell her not to do that again. So I want to commend you, Bravery United. Your news is very accurate and straightforward. The way you handle your news, to Salunu Mosier, I love you so much. Keep your good work. Continue what you're doing. Don't look, let me tell you, many pastors are praying for Biafra in the Biafran land. Many pastors, many evangelists, many men of God. Don't think that we are not. It's just that few of us can come out because they are tracking down pastors and other people. But I know that pastors are praying. We want this Biafra to come quick. God bless you, Biafra Unite, and God bless you in Jesus' name.
He said, bless you too.
To Salud, yeah. To silent Moses, I love you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Nnamdi, you are going to be the last person to speak. Nnamdi, please grab the microphone.
Thank you, Maazị Ọdịnanwa. Ekele m gị. Chukwu okike anyị ma ga-agọzi gị. Gọziela anyị Prime Minister anyị, Maazị Simon Ekpa Njọkụ. Anyị dị obi aṅụrị jiri anyị from the homeland. Anyị nọ na homeland na-akpọ. So anyị dị very happy because our supreme leader ihe niile zu na-eme ime ka isi gbaghara ya ka ọ bụrụ ma ọ ga-echezo onwe ya, o chezoghị onwe ya, or intact, his heart and health mentally. I thank God. Na-ekele unu, na-ekele our Prime Minister and the cabinet ya Biafra Republic government in exile. Unu jisi ike, anyị kpọ unu n'azụ chenchem. Unu jisi ike, Chukwu gọzie unu. Ise.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right, wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. We are going to draw the curtain down here because Muanowemu Adigum completely exhausted. We cannot continue. May God bless all of you. At least we are all happy today to see our great and indomitable leader, Nnamdi Kanu, roaring like lion that he is, lecturing the journalists, lecturing the lawyers, lecturing the judges, lecturing the lawmakers, the senators, the executives, lecturing everybody and letting them know that they have no legal powers to try him in any court of competent jurisdiction in the Zoological Republic. So his voice, words, and smile is a great energy to all Biafrans, especially those who believe in the freedom of Biafra. So that shows that our prayers are working. God is keeping him healthy, even though the zoo believes that they are suffering his flesh, but his spirit is very, very strong. And as we thank God for preserving him, we also pray that he who started the job in the first place will do it till the logical conclusion of all this whole thing. That God should continue to guide him, protect him, and preserve him from the hands of the enemies. That at the end of the day, we shall all celebrate in the land of Chukwokika. May God bless all of you. Bless our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Bless all the cabinet members. Bless our gallant men and women who are fighting for the freedom of Biafra, the Biafra Defense Forces, the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra Resistance Fighters, the Biafra Navy, and all people who are supporting and funding this very great movement to see the liberation of Biafra. May God bless all of you, protect you. Those of you who are supporting and funding this very movement financially, I pray that whatever you lay hand upon, you shall prosper. You will never lack. There's one of our sisters who came on one of the fundraisings we had in the past, and she said she gave us IOU loan, and she said that the devil came to take her life, that if she had died, the money would have been, the money wouldn't have been saved her life. And I said a word to her that your healing is permanent. I also extended my prayers to all people, those that God wants to use to finance the movement for the restoration of Biafra, that nothing will happen to them, that they may fulfill the calling of God in financing the liberation of Biafra. And that prayer stands and it's working. So those of you who have taken it upon yourself to finance the movement, every dime you contribute goes to the movement. None of us is being paid salary. I don't get salary. I have never for one day been paid salary. Anybody, I challenge everybody, if you have any receipt of paying me salary, please bring it to the public. I don't collect salary and I don't need salary from anybody. So any money you contribute, a dime you contribute, goes to the liberation of Biafra directly. Not my pocket. I don't see your money. So those of you who have taken it upon yourself to finance this great movement, to see your freedom, I pray that God, in his infinity mercy, bless every single thing you do, every single thing you lay hand upon, and you shall prosper. Thank you all. God bless you. See you when I come back again. Goodbye from now.